Hi, it's Lonnie. Welcome to Grace Blossoms for You. So I've been working on some thank you gifts for Christmas, and I've got 4 done, and I thought you might like to see them. I did watch a tutorial by Cathy at Cathy's Garden, and I loosely started making them the way she showed. And I guess the biggest one, this one, is most closely following her tutorial. So I will show you that one first, and then I will show you some of the other ones I made. They're all similar, but they're all slightly different. So anyways, they are all tied up with a bow, and I have something attached to it, which is just a bulb pin, a jump ring, and a snowflake charm. So I put that on the front of each of them, which is fun. I think that's kind of my favorite part about the whole thing. So then I have a bow tied with a ribbon. And basically all it is envelopes and decorations. So here's a small envelope and a small tag that I got at the dollar store. I got a whole bunch of them in a box. Then I took the inside of some cards and I used those to decorate as well. Here's a piece of fabric, pretty, with sparkles, and some paper that I had from last year's projects. I got that on Amazon. And then here's one of the tags that I made. I just put that in wherever it fit. Another pocket, and then I had some winter calendar pictures, so I tucked those in there. Made a pocket with some leftover scraps. And this was a card, so I cut that out. Some of these were cards that I received. Some of them were cards that were on sale after Christmas last year, and I thought they would work well for decorating. So there's another little tag that I made. And this one, I made a tag out of a card. Happy, Merry, Everything. So yeah, it's tag rich. And I thought these would be good for people to keep their Christmas memories, if they had any that were like pictures or written, or even just to look at. And they can also just give them away. And they are a little fiddly, but that's life, right? So there's that one. Then I added some journaling space by adding a whole blank, pretty much blank card. I did make this purple envelope myself, and I used that as well. And look at that, another tag that I made, round one. And yeah, so we just keep going. Here is another one. Now this one, I guess, oh, it's in the side here, I think. And maybe I didn't put anything in this one. Oh, it's blank, or it's empty. So there's room for something to go in there yet. I used the front of this Christmas card, but it had a verse on the inside. So I just dropped it down a little bit, and it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son." And of course that's John 3:16. So there's that pocket. Then there's this one. I did buy a little bit more Christmassy scrapbook paper this year just to help finish this off and put it together a bit more. And so here's another card, and it says thanks. And I made a journaling tag out of that one. I didn't ink all of these, I just felt like it didn't need it. And so there is lots of goodies in this one. It's so big. I had, I think, 7 pockets. And then this one is a journaling one as well. And I'm not sure if I made pockets out of all the envelopes. I may not have because there was just so many. And then in the back here is another journaling spot. And that is how I finished the inside of it. So then when you go to put it together, it's kind of backwards. So you alternate sides. Like so. And then I had the last one, but I think I wanted that like so. So you arrange it however you want. So that's that one, and like I said, that one most closely followed the tutorial that Cathy did. I think she called it an envelope folio. I'm not even 100% sure. It was a little while ago that she did that, and I don't think she showed it on a Christmas one. I think when I watched her do that, she did mention Christmas. And I had plans to do something, but I wasn't sure what. And then when I saw her tutorial, I knew I had to give that a try. So yeah, there's lots of pockets in this one, and to me it was just a little bit too much. I wanted something a little smaller. So this will go to one of my favorite people. And then I'm downsizing a little bit. This one is roughly the same size. I used the same backing size. So what I did was I took wrapping paper and I backed it onto plain paper, and then I sewed around the edge, and I made these little Christmas memory holder tags, and I put that on the back. And so every one of them has that. And then it's a great way to use up wrapping paper because I don't actually use it, but for some reason it just keeps accumulating. So there's that. And then this one is a simpler version of the big size. So this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first one I showed you has 7. So I decorated with, again, scrapbook paper. I put some ribbon in, some printables, some tags. These are those little things that you put on presents. I guess they're tags. And then I had this winter printable with birds. So I added that. Some of these printables are from Making and Creating, and some of them are from Creative Fabrica, their website. I just have a free account. And of course, Christmas cards that I was given that I found a new use for. And this is one of those Dollar Tree tags again. And then I put a blank card in here. They can use that for journaling, or they can use it to give away. And here's another part of a card that I had received. And here's a tag that I made out of a large card. That's pretty. And also it can be used for what am I saying? It can be used for journaling. And this was a card as well. I didn't make that for journaling though. And here's a spot That can still be used to tuck something in. And this was a sticker I got from Amazon. They look really pretty, but they're very sticky. So if you accidentally get something on somewhere where you don't mean to, it's too bad. It's going to be where it's stuck. And fabric, and part of a card, and another tag that I made. So yeah, these were, I think, the funnest. And by funnest, I just mean that I had a lot of fun putting them together. And I'm trying to figure out how I had arranged this. This one I just kind of roughly did what I wanted to do. I wasn't as concerned about how the tutorial had gone. I think I want it that way. Yeah, you kind of have to play around with it, see how you like it, because not everything is as it seems. I mean, that works, I guess. I kind of don't really like that that's sticking out there. Maybe I'll just stick it in there like that. And then tie it back up. Okay, so these were the largest two. And like I said, it was sort of flexible as to how many envelopes I put inside for how bulky I wanted it. This one is not as bulky as the first one. And I'm good with that. Alright, so then in between the bigger ones, I actually started making some smaller ones. And that's because it just seemed a little overwhelming to make big ones like that, because I need between 20 and 30 of them. And so I went and started smaller ones. I think this was the first smaller one that I made. Yeah, so how are you guys doing? Are you starting your Christmas stuff? Some of you are probably finished already. So this is again wrapping paper sewn and a ribbon attached. Now this is the same, I started with the same piece. This piece is exactly the same size as this. So that's what I started, but then I decided to try and make a folio out of it, just like so. And I should probably glue that down a bit more because it is sticking out. Now these, for me, they take a lot of room to make, so I'm not going to make one with you unless somebody really wants to see how I did it. But you can always go to Cathy's Garden and see her tutorial, how she made it. And like I said, I only followed it roughly, and then I just started doing what I thought I wanted. So there's a lot of room for improvising. I didn't go about it as methodically as Cathy did. I just kind of put stuff down and worked with it, and then just kind of dealt with how it came out. Alright, so same idea, envelopes, but I will tell you that obviously, this may not be, I don't think it was obvious to me, but it should have been. When you make a smaller item, you're going to use smaller envelopes. So that's totally fine. I just wasn't happy with that, which is why I went back to the bigger size. So I still did the same thing, but I used less envelopes. So this one, I think well, it still has 4. And I think these are fine as well. I basically used the same things. Here I used a tag for the shape just to add that. That could have actually been inked. That would have been pretty. And again, the same dollar store tags and some printables from Making and Creating. And yeah, so the tags that I made. And again, pictures from scrapbook paper, little envelopes. Now this one obviously is not going to have as much room in it as the other ones, so it's basically a glorified Christmas card because it's about that size. So except it comes in a folio. And what I haven't done yet is put a personal message inside, because these are going to be thank you gifts. But I will write those out when I get to giving them out, because I do want them to be personal, and I will probably just slip it inside here. So there's that. And that leaves one more, and I think it's fairly similar, except the bow, I didn't close it off like I did the other ones. It wasn't long enough, so I just kind of made a knot. So I just, okay, double knot. But again, same size that I started out with. And then I just fold it into 3. And this is where the envelopes go. So the flaps go down, and then the envelope part sticks out. So here, again, the same thing basically. You have to decide which flaps you want in first. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. Another one of my tags. Here I used a ribbon to close off the envelope there, just to decorate. And then here was part of a Christmas card that I received. And it's blank on the other side, so it can be written on. And yeah, scrapbook paper. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 envelopes again, smaller ones. And I used the inside of some cards for the sayings, the sentiments. This was part of a card, and I decided to make a little mini belly band. So then I tucked some things in there. That was kind of fun. Here is part of a card, or actually it was part of the envelope. It had a cardinal on it on a branch with snow. And so I decided to use that as a tuck spot. So then I put this little bird back here to keep the cardinal company. And this could have been a belly band. In fact, it actually is. So this one has 2 belly bands, and it was also part of a card, this part. And this was part of a card box. So I harvested that image, and then I tucked that little snow guy in there. So leave him sticking out just a bit. So there's that, and then you just have to decide which you want on the front. So there's that project. Let me know what you think. Would you know what to do with this if somebody gave you one? Or am I just having fun and this is really not something that is going to be very practical? Maybe it doesn't matter if it's practical. So there, I just tied a knot and it kind of looks like a little bit of a flat bow. But yeah, I do like the snowflake charms. And they can be positioned to kind of hold the thing closed a bit better. And then it's like a dangle. So yeah, whether it's practical or not, I don't know, but they are a lot of fun to make, especially if you have a lot of Christmas stuff laying around. And I mean, if you have it, you may as well use it and bless somebody with it, right? So anyways, that's what I have for you today. Hope you liked that. Go check out Cathy's video on her YouTube page and see if you want to make one. And two, remember, it doesn't have to be as methodical as some people make it. It can just, you know, make it yours and make it how you want. So that is what I have for you today. And my little bunny came off. My pin opened. Oh dear. All right. Oh. Sorry, I got distracted. I wanted to close my glue. There we go. All right. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.